Now, before we started, you was breaking down how some rappers is McDonald's rappers and some of them is FELIPS rappers. So who would you say is a McDonald's rapper? Who would you?
Nah, just like you start me off like I'm trying to criticize some rappers. I got love for all rappers.
But break it down, definitely.
I'm just explaining that McDonald's is like a big business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of the biggest restaurants in the world, if not the biggest. But it's all based around business. It's like the machine.
Right.
It's like when you sign to the major labels, you got major management, you got the biggest publicists. It's like you got all of the backing that you need.
Right.
It's like you right in everybody's face. So it's more easier to sell to people. And you might sell a lot. You might continue to sell a lot, even though it's not the best quality of food.
Right.
Like the Big Mac is constantly selling. Them fries is constantly selling, even though they might not be the best form of French fry, the best burger in the world.
Right.
It's not the best food. You know what I'm saying? It's not even good for you. It don't make you feel the best after you eat it. It don't make you feel like, yo, I feel super healthy or none of that shit.
Right.
But it's just cheap and it's easy, it's convenient.
So would you say like
type of music they make.
As you're saying
cheap,
this,
it's easy and it's convenient. So that's what people is like buying more of when they think I'm hungry. What I'm about to do? I'm about to go to McDonald's. I want to add some music. I'm about to turn the radio, go to the club, listen to the shit that's just right there.
Right.
And I want to fit in. You know what I'm saying? So McDonald's got a lot of commercials, and so do these dudes that got the machines behind them. So you thinking that they got commercials and they got restaurants everywhere, or they in every club playing and they always on the radio, then I don't just want it. Everybody in the world love it.
Right.
Everybody love McDonald's. Everybody love little such and such. So I don't want to get left out. Let me listen to him and let me get McDonald's like how everybody else doing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So that's a strategy in itself, as far as like, you know, people feeling left out, you know, boosting numbers on videos and stuff like that. I think it's called FOBLO, fear of being left out. So someone will see like high numbers and be like, what is this? Why is everybody watching it? Why is everybody liking it? And they'll click on it. But I kind of, that's a new tactic. Since we got the YouTube era, we got the streaming era and all that shit. I feel like what you saying is kind of the state.
I don't think that's a new tactic though.
It's not a new tactic.
People just starting to understand how business is done now because they starting to be like partially business people by doing this streaming shit now. But it's always been like that. Like if back in the day, if we was dropping physical albums and you hear, yo, this artist came out and he did 1 million records the first week. Yo, my goodness, oh shit, he did 1 million the first week, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like an actual million copies ain't, like 1 million people ain't go in the store and buy them albums. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just shipped out over 1 million copies because of the demand that they was expecting and the buzz that they was able to build up around this artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in order for artists to get shipped out 1 million copies, you got to get 1 million copies printed up. And you got to get the marketing and promotion budget to be able to push 1 million copies.
Right.
So when you hear that they sold 1 million the first week, you like, oh shit, oh shit. Then you hear another artist only came out and sold 150,000 the first week. But they only got 150,000 copies printed up. So he sold out every copy. You know what I'm saying? And they got 1 million copies printed up of the artist that they say sold 1 million, but he only sold not the whole million, and they gonna have to get their money back. They gonna give it back, like, I mean, eventually it's gonna be like world problems and shit that come along with it. So if the 150 boy would have had more money invested into itself, more marketing and promotion money, and they would have bought more albums from him, he would have did more the first week. He would have been more successful than what you heard about him being.
Right.
And if they would have knew, like, you know what I mean, and ain't support this watered down artist as much, he wouldn't have seemed like he did so big the first week. And it was all like that when it was physical sales. So it was, they always manipulate people, bro. That's what the radio do too. You think every time you hear a song on the radio that the people just called up and voted for it. Like that's what they wanted to hear. Like, yo, I want to hear this song.
When was the last time anybody here voted for a song? Nobody.
Huh?
But we'll hear things in rotation constantly. You get to realize that this stuff is marketed.
All of it, every single thing.
Now, the McDonald's reference though, is that kind of where we at as far as like hip hop. Because I feel like music is so accessible now that records don't have a longer, as long as of a life as they did in the past. Like a record would drop and that shit could rock like half the year.
It seemed like the biggest ones do though. There's a couple joints. Like the Megan Thee Stallion with Beyonce joint. I feel like I heard that joint forever. Or you think that you think that's like prior joints?
Yeah, nah. I mean, maybe out here in Atlanta, but
Yo,
okay.
It's like this, man. Dope records, you make dope records, them shits live forever. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about how long you hear it, and that's all about the push.
Music
like, you know what I'm saying? There's certain records that I made 20 years ago that still come on the radio now because that was in rotation and there was money behind it, wild money invested into that song. So it used to be in super rotation. So now they still got like playlists like of songs that used to be in super rotation back in the day that they still play now because they know that they audience probably heard it back then when they was listening to the station.
Right.
So it's still songs that play sporadically. It's not like in major rotation no more, but you'll still hear it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it don't be in the mix show. It just be coming on the regular radio every once in a while. That's because there was money behind it. But I got songs that never came on the radio before that hold just as much weight, if not the same amount of weight to my fan base.
right.
And it might live on longer. Who knows what's gonna happen with that song? You know what I'm saying? It's certain people that niggas know that songs is popular that other people done remixed in their lifetime, and they think that a new artist that made the song popular, not knowing that 2 or 3 other people done wrote the song, blew and toured, and did everything with the song. And it probably wasn't as successful as the new artist that just flipped the song now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, all that shit
give me an example
all
of
that shit is business talk, man.
But give
like we the culture. We talking about battle rap and the culture and you blending it with business talk. And that's why I get so confusing. That's why it's never gonna add up and make sense, because those things don't mix. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was the culture, they seen it was money in it, and then business people got in it. And then they started applying their business strategy.
You can't really say that because
not the same.
Business talk worked for like people like Jay-Z. It was always business talk.
I don't think so.
Jay always
just don't
talked
think
the
so.
business. 50
I mean,
Cent, a lot of his interviews, he's talking about the business.
I mean, I guess niggas was talking about the business, I guess to a certain extent. I was always talking about the business too. From the first day I started rapping, I always was talking about business. So, I mean, you gotta talk about business if you're doing business.
Right.
But that don't got nothing to do with the culture though. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't wanna say fuck the culture and just throw the culture in the trash just cause you're trying to do business. And that's what some niggas is willing to do. Some niggas don't give a fuck about the culture as long as they could get to $1.
Right.
And some niggas like, yo, I give a fuck about the culture so much that I'll sacrifice certain bags and certain opportunities just to make the culture stay alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what type of person is you? You got to think about that before you even get into the business. And then make 100% of your decisions based on that. And then you won't be confused. Because you like, yo, I'm in it for the culture or I'm in it for the business. You know what I'm saying? You'll know and you'll be able to make decisions wisely.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm